welcome back to my channel. I thought I should actually catch you up over the last month of work. It has been a while, hasn't it? So the first project that I had been working on was a project called Greenspace, and this was in collaboration with a company called Smartline. They basically contacted me to create some illustrations of a green space, which is a shared green space, and the residents look out on it, and they wanted me to create a kind of before and after illustrations for this project. So I visited the space, and you can see it on my mobile phone there, and I drew the space, and then I held a workshop for the residents. It was an art workshop, and my main aim in that workshop was to facilitate them talking about what they would like in that green space. We got them creating artwork. We used liquid acrylic and collage techniques to just basically get them creating like things that they would like to see in the garden. So we had planters filled with flowers. They would maybe be surrounding the trees that were there, a wild flower path. And then also they really loved the idea of having bulbs planted around the trees so that in spring and summer you would get daffodils, crocuses, snowdrops coming up in the green space. So it was really a different kind of project to be involved with. I don't normally work with community like this. It was really good meeting the older ladies. They were really quite open-minded, which is, I think, important for this kind of project. So the workshop only lasted about a morning. It wasn't a long time, but I think from it we got a lot of ideas, and then I basically used those ideas and put them into the future site. So I finished that up about mid-October, and from there we went up to Sheffield. We went up for a family wedding. My husband's brother was getting remarried to a lovely Chinese lady, and it was the first time actually meeting her and her family, which was really cool. A lot of them actually didn't speak any English, but it was really enjoyable anyway to celebrate the wedding. Yes, become a bigger family. Also, whilst we were in Sheffield, we did get to visit the town, and we went into the cathedral there, which was pretty amazing. They had like really old buildings, and then had a really modern extension with beautiful stained glass. And I also noticed in Sheffield there were loads of thrift shops or charity shops, and I managed to pick up a leather bag which replaced my previous bag, which was actually broke. So I'm now using the leather bag for when I sketch. It had to make sure it fitted my sketchbooks in, so it does, and I'm very happy with it. Yeah, so after that I had to fly on a plane to a new project, which was to paint a mural. The client was actually based in Redhill, which is actually 20 minutes from Gatwick Airport, so it was pretty ideal. She is actually a long-term friend, and her daughter wanted a mural for her study dining room. So this is the mural that I created for that space. I did manage to film it, but obviously I only filmed it in chunks, so here is basically how it happened. So I used acrylic paints, and the surface was pretty clean to work on, which is ideal. I first of all marked it out with pastel pencil, just very lightly, and then started to block in the colour with acrylic. I had actually planned all of this design before I went. It just makes it so much more simpler, and you know exactly what you're going to be doing. So the design was all approved, and we'd also worked on the colour palette. And I think there was only one tweak, and that was just to make sure the deck chair was red and white rather than yellow and white. So yeah, it went pretty well. I only had a couple of days to do it, so I was working quite intensely, but we did it, and it was a really enjoyable project. And it was a big thumbs up from the clients, which is the important thing. I've kind of almost caught you up on all of the things that have been going on with main projects. So I just wanted to highlight the latest creative conversation that I put up recently on the channel. Do go and watch it. It is a great behind the scenes chat with Sarah Humphreys, who is a botanical illustrator, and I actually had the pleasure of joining one of her workshops in Falmouth in her new shop, Botanical Atelier. Such a lovely little space to work in, and because all of it is based on a botanical theme, Everything just really works together, and it's such a nice space to work in. Yeah, so that kind of brings me up to speed really with what I've been doing over the last couple of months. I was ill, unfortunately, last week. The whole of last week was just a bit of a write-off for me. So I had actually planned to edit all of this before I got ill, but unfortunately there's been a little bit of a kind of cold cough thing going around. So unfortunately I caught that, and that's probably why you can hear my voice is a little bit croaky at the moment. Do make sure you check out the latest creative conversation. That will be the last one for this year, and then we'll start that series up again in the new year with new people. I'm thinking I might actually interview some guys. Well, all of my people I've interviewed have been women, so I think it would be nice to have some men. I will speak to you again soon, guys. Bye!